In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Here's another episode of Pop Cult Ritual. I'm your host, Joe, and my co-host here,
JD.
All right. Did you guys like that first episode? Well, we hope you did.
First of 28. I mean, no, there's never any other old episodes. This is all new.
Yeah, if you want to listen to them, we're going to start our Patreon page very soon, so
I wouldn't pay money for it, but you might.
Unless you want to blackmail us, that's the only way to do it.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Pay for our Death Star plan.
In case either of us have any political aspirations and want to run for office, you could be like, hey, wait a second.
I'll just send the FBI to kick down the door.
Yeah. All right, anyways. Episode 2. So we thought we'd just kind of go and, in case you don't know who we actually are, and kind of, give us a little info about ourselves, what we like. We have a lot of shared interests, but
we pretty much like all the nerd shit,
yeah.
Like what you all love. That's why you all clicked on to our link and everything to hear us.
Yep.
Or just kill
voices.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You need something to do while you're taking a shit and just like, I'm going to put this on. So
I'm driving on a long, boring ride to work or from work.
Don't fall asleep while you're driving. This is ASMR radio.
I can't stand with people like driving really slow on the road. It's either you're driving slow to work or you're driving home, and home life sucks.
Yeah, no shit. Both are terrible.
Yeah. Please, no, drive safely, but goddamn, like you could go 5 miles above the speed limit.
Drive safely, but fucking fast.
Yeah.
It's not hard. I'm not saying go 100 miles an hour, but goddamn.
Yeah, please. Remember, those are the snowbirds, okay? It's not that season yet. It starts, late October. Yeah, or maybe a little earlier than that.
Stay the fuck out of my state.
We're going to keep coming there to Arizona.
Go back to Wisconsin.
Hello, Wisconsin. I had to. But yes, okay. We all love the nerd stuff. We're also huge fans of pro wrestling. I know you've continued on.
Oh yeah.
After our days of good old SmackDown versus Raw.
Fuck, dude.
That's where it started for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we've collectively between us, we've been to 2 WrestleManias.
Oh yes,
Cyber Sunday,
2007,
Raw, Royal Rumble. I think that's all the WWE stuff.
I did go to some of their. Oh wait, no, that was the Royal Rumble Access. So.
Oh yeah. Access we went to for both WrestleManias.
I went to the Royal Rumble one just because.
Oh yeah, the separate one, not when we went to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
When Royal Rumble came back again. Okay, yeah, that's fun. Like those Access things are cool, especially if you get to meet cool people. Yeah, I remember you sent me pictures.
What I really love about them is that you don't have to pay for any guests and all that because you already paid for the ticket and all that. So I don't know if they want to do things a little differently than conventions, but I mean it's kind of a convention.
It's basically their version of a mini convention before their events. Which is cool because, like that. Like, I get conventions have shit to pay for, but man, not going to throw any shade at any, Phoenix Fan Fusions or anything. But, dude, fucking $100 for a ticket and then, this asshole random actor, $60 for an autograph, $60 for a fucking selfie at your table. Dude, kiss my ass.
And you have to walk, the yard just to go to their table.
Yeah, walk up this, Disneyland fucking line maze to get up there. And then I get up there and it's, $50. I'm like, nice to meet you. See you later. Wait, sir, please.
Remember when Virgil showed up?
Jesus Christ. Old sad Virgil.
Sad Virgil. If you don't know who Virgil is, it was basically the lackey for the Ted DiBiase $1 Million Man wrestler in the 80s.
His black man servant.
His
I'm not even joking. I'm not even trying to be a little bit racist. Watch it. He literally has him kiss his boots and shit and pick up money off the ground and carry his belt around straight up like a fucking slave master.
Yeah. Oh, and also point out.
You know why?
Why?
Because everybody has a price.
Good old wrestling.
But anyway, so Virgil has made a huge negative of himself. He shows up at conventions with the $1 Million Man banner and all this shit, and it's and Virgil written in a sticky note underneath it. And he was at Phoenix Comic Con one year, and I went up. I'm like, hey, when's Ted DiBiase gonna be here? And he's just like, hey, you want an 8x10? I'm like, no, from the $1 Million Man maybe.
It's so
But
sad.
there's pictures of him like in a subway in New York, like just sitting
At Grand
there with,
Central
like,
Station.
Yeah, at Grand
and-
Central, like just
Yeah.
like selling 8x10s in the subway station. You're like, cool. And then everything he posts on Twitter, he tags Olive Garden because he wants that meat sauce. I was like, bro, like he really takes advantage of the free breadsticks and salad.
Poor man. Not very bright, is he?
No.
I'm sure if we were to get him on here, we would have to pay a fee.
Yeah, fucking free lunch at Olive Garden.
We're
Unlimited soup and breadsticks.
We're going to McDonald's.
Give me a sausage McMuffin.
Wow.
Jesus. Anyways, enough about fucking Virgil. Yeah, so, we've been into pro wrestling for quite a long time, and I even went to a TNA event when it was here. Which was,
I've never been to TNA.
It was horrible, but like I looked back at like some of the matches, and I was like, holy fuck! Like Rob Van Dam versus Zema Ion, and Hulk Hogan and Sting and Kurt Angle, and all these people I thought were dead, but were actually alive, just hanging out in TNA.
Wait, Hulk Hogan was actually here?
Yeah, he was there.
Oh,
He didn't wrestle, but he was like, because him and Eric Bischoff were like the commissioners at the time, and it was during the Aces and Eights thing, and that's when it was actually that when Devon Dudley was revealed as the head of Aces and Eights. Like,
yeah.
it was the worst storyline ever. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
look
was
where
there for that at Bound for Glory. I don't remember what year, 2013, something like that.
2013. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, what the hell was I doing in 2013? No, can't remember.
Too long ago.
Yeah.
But we went to a bunch of independent shows here, like those ones at the Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill. It was like fucking like a bar, and they just like shoved this giant wrestling ring in the corner and had these shows that were pretty good.
Did I go to that one? I can't
Yeah, we went to a bunch of those.
Okay, yeah,
They
yeah.
were all like smaller little, nothing shows. And then we go to Party Hard Wrestling whenever they're here.
The Nile Theater, yeah.
Their last show is like next month.
Next month,
or so,
yeah,
I think.
September 3rd, yeah. If you haven't picked up your tickets, definitely score some. And
It was always a good time, so it sucks they're going to be gone, but
just that promotion, though. The
Yeah.
wrestlers here, they still...
yeah, they all kind of cross promote with like AWF and HIW down in Tucson, and
We need to get some of those guys on here.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
There's plenty of local dudes here that are super cool.
Yeah, if you hear us, definitely, please message us.
even if
Facebook,
you're-
Instagram, or YouTube, whatever.
Even if
so.
you're not famous and just want to be on the show, like, let me know. I'll put
We
you
just
on
want to
here.
hear your experiences too. So,
Yeah.
we're throwing it out there.
The everyman.
God, we need to do a whole hour of pro wrestling. What got us into
yeah.
it, and because there would be
Yeah.
so. Doing this now, no justice. It would have to be a full-fledged episode or two.
And I'm sure we'll touch on it as like exciting things happen here and there. Like, oh shit, did you see, Roman Reigns finally died? Fingers crossed. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, doesn't he have cancer, or is it survive?
No, I don't know. He says he does. I don't want to be that guy, but you know what? Okay, he had leukemia. I'm not gonna like judge on that. But motherfucker was like, oh, I can't, wrestle because my leukemia is like flaring up.
Oh, during
then,
like COVID and all
yeah,
that.
and then he went and filmed the Fast and Furious shit or whatever it was, or maybe not Fast and Furious.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs
yeah.
and Shaw with The Rock, and then came back and was like, okay, I'm back to wrestle. Like, excuse me, you can't fucking wrestle, but you can go film a movie with leukemia? Like, I don't want to be an asshole and doubt him, but like, that, whatever, man.
I was gonna confuse that with the South Park episode with Magic Johnson, the cure for cancer. No, the cure for AIDS.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
$100,000 injected straight into your bloodstream.
That was a good episode. Yeah, more about us. We love pro wrestling.
Me specifically, like an offshoot of it's still pro wrestling, but absolutely love deathmatch wrestling.
Yes, you
If
do.
Don't know what that is? It's basically like more hardcore wrestling stuff, like light tubes, panes of glass, barbed wire, thumbtacks, fucking skewers, anything that is sharp, gusset plates. It's a little more extreme than Extreme was. Ultra violent shit like GCW, ICW, No Holds Barred. A bunch of them have fucking closed, but IWA Mid-South used to be really good, and then Ian Rotten.
And to those out there, the general public out there with their views on thinking that it's fake,
Yeah.
that F word. No.
We're well aware that pro wrestling is predetermined. Yes, it's
Yes.
scripted. But I mean, dude, I've watched people fall, not even in deathmatch stuff, in regular wrestling. I've watched people fall 10, 15, 20 feet onto shit. I've watched people get hit with an aluminum or a steel chair. It doesn't matter, man. That shit hurts. Like,
it's like, you go and try it.
Yeah. Getting suplexed off the top rope, that's 5 feet off the fucking ground, man. Straight to the ring.
I remember that one video you showed where they had like kind of like a pallet, or not a pallet, but it was basically light tubes just stacked.
Oh yeah, they call it a log cabin.
A log cabin?
Yeah, like Lincoln logs, where they like stack
Lincoln
them
light bulbs. Then.
Yep, yeah, exactly. They call it light tube log cabin. Yeah, and dude, there's no way to break glass on your body that isn't potentially dangerous or painful. So
all the mercury in there.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. And maybe link in the description of Joe breaking light tubes over my head and back.
Again, that'll probably be added to the Patreon page.
Or they're on my personal YouTube. But no, I'm a huge supporter of that. I've traveled across the whole fucking country, up, down, left, and right, to go to deathmatch shows. We're planning on going to one in October. Me and my other friend, who's starting to get into deathmatch stuff. ICW No Holds Barred's coming to the West Coast for the first time. They were almost strictly East Coast and Midwest thing, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
Is that actually going to be here in Arizona?
No,
or is
in
that
LA.
In LA? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I've gone to California, I've gone to Nevada, I've gone to New Jersey, Philadelphia, Rhode Island, or not Rhode Island, Delaware for wrestling shows. It's in mostly deathmatch shows.
Hi,
So-
I'm in Delaware.
Dude, it's literally CZW. DJ Hyde is the owner, and like they've been kind of on a hiatus. They ran Tournament of Death, which was their annual deathmatch tournament, in literally his parents' backyard. Like, it's a huge, like, you know, probably 30 acres or something like that, but you like drive up this little driveway and like go past little like Mima's house, and she's out there on the rocking chair like waving her stick at you, and then there's this huge lot with parking and then just a ring set up, and then they just fucking break glass and shit for a couple hours, and then everybody gets drunk and then leaves, and then DJ and his...
You just really love the hardcore violence.
Oh yeah, it's fucking amazing.
You're never going to get it with any of the other entertainment out
Yeah.
there. So if you ever want to see it up close and it's staged, definitely attend one of these shows. It's quite an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, for sure. Or if you want recommendations on stuff to watch online, let me know. IWTV is a great subscription service. It's $10 a month, and you get all these different wrestling shows all over the place, like streaming, live, and archive shit.
This would be our promotion, sponsor.
Shameless plug there. Hopefully they give me a month free.
I'll make sure to add JD here with him wearing a bunch of gear and all, like hat and t-shirt.
Exactly.
You'll have
whoever wants to give us
big gulps with it.
I don't even need money. Send me merch. Send me free subscription.
Send me plane tickets, please.
Yeah, exactly.
No, people, you don't have to. We're kidding.
Yeah, obviously. No,
Really?
not shit, but no, IWTV, if you want to throw me a month, that's cool. But anyways, yeah, love deathmatch wrestling. And I might explore trying to get a couple people, on the show. I know I'm close with a couple guys who I'm sure would be more than happy
Really
to talk
tight.
to me. Yeah. Neil Diamond Cutter, shout out. Mike Kruger, shout out. Love you guys.
So a lot by meaning two. Sorry, I have to add that in there.
That's true.
But no, Neil Diamond Cutter is actually a badass. Yeah, he is.
Neil is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And he's been doing this for, God, I don't know, 15 years. It's funny because I met Neil like out of the blue here at Party Hard Wrestling, because he was here for a while and would be on their shows. And I'm literally just standing there, and I like see this dude, and I'm like, that looks like Neil Diamond Cutter, who won the first Prince of the Deathmatch tournament in 2010. I was like, but he wouldn't, like, why would he be here? And I like looked, and I went over, I'm like, Marky, come here with me. I'm like, are you Neil Diamond Cutter? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan. He's like, what do you know me from? Like, here? I'm like, no, dude, fucking Prince of the Deathmatch. And he's like, oh, thank God. Like, somebody, he loves death matches. Like, that's his shit, man. But he can wrestle any style. It was really cool. And I just talked to him at every show. And now, we talk every once in a while. He's living wherever he's living now. But fuck, he's, on ICW, on everything. Like, he's a fucking
Lots of
beast.
abbreviations with
I know. Everyone abbreviates ICW, GCW.
We'll make sure to add in descriptions, and also you're all, what is he talking about? And it's just more of bro wrestling and deathmatch wrestling. If you haven't, it's really, really fun. I mean, for those, I'm just like, what do you guys find? Do it once and just give it a shot.
Yeah.
These people give it their all out there, so.
Yeah, it's, it's just something I love, so.
Yeah, definitely. The one we'll be at is Party Hard Wrestling. It's going to be the Series finale, September 3rd, 2022. It'll be on a Saturday at the Nile. I always call it Nile River.
Yeah. No, just
Nile Theater,
Nile
yeah.
Theater in Mesa.
In downtown Mesa, yeah.
We'll be there.
Yes.
Cheering them on, saying goodbye.
Saying goodbye to some, buying their merch, whatever merch is on their tables.
Right.
Yeah, have a blast and all. And what I love, there's no seating arrangement. Just show up there and be like, oh, we're going to sit here.
Yeah. First come, first serve.
Please, for the love of God, if they tell you to move, you better move.
No shit. That's my favorite part about sitting front row.
Yeah.
In those, and especially, not to go back to deathmatch, like, man, they break fucking light tubes. Glass just flies into the fucking audience, and you're like, yeah.
And I'm glad I wore glasses for that reason.
Lift up my arms like, shower me.
This guy. How do I put up with him? Just cuz.
He just hits me with light tubes every once in a while. Calms me down.
It makes the sound of the boomerang sound of the cartoon. Cartoon. So, what happened past weekend? I heard you watched a movie. What was it? Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah. Dragon Ball Superhero.
It's literally superhero.
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball Super and then Superhero. Because the new series, it was Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z and then GT is not canon anymore. And then Dragon Ball Super and then this one's called Superhero is the title of the movie. Another thing that I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball, the whole franchise. But yeah, I went and checked out the new movie. They finally did the American release with the dub. God, I can't fucking stand the Japanese voices in that.
No, it's just we were brought up with Toonami
Right,
and all
exactly.
that, and we for us it was just listen to it in a good old English dub. I know there's the purists out there, but I'm not reading, so and I'm Asian for fuck's sake, so
You don't need to read Dragon Ball Z. If it's some dramatic foreign movie, I love watching them in their original languages and reading, for anime. Not worried about it, especially Dragon Ball anime. That's not that deep.
unless if there was like a little dialogue or missing piece that like they Americans kind of just dub over, then yeah, okay, we'll give an exception to that because we want the full story.
Yeah, that happens a lot. But no, Superhero was actually pretty good. The biggest complaint I've seen, and my biggest complaint, they're doing in the movie, it's like all CGI animation. It's not like hand drawn anymore in this movie for whatever reason. So sometimes it's a little like rough and clunky looking, especially when it rotates and shit. But I mean, the plot was decent. It wasn't anything like spectacular. They're kind of putting Gohan and Piccolo at the front now, and Goku and Vegeta kind of take a back seat in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to see some cool new transformations, some decent new characters.
So with Dragon Ball, where would you start? Would you start where like Goku was a kid? Like, for anyone who's not that familiar with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, if you really want to, it depends how deep you want to dive into it. And that sounds kind of stupid. But, like, going through all of Dragon Ball, the original, where Goku is a young kid. He's, like, 12 or something. But that's where he meets Bulma and Krillin and Yamcha and Puar and Tien and Chaozu, Master Roshi.
Because it's weird saying all those old. And it was, released 1980?
86.
86.
Yeah. Or 84, I don't know, mid 80s.
No, not the early 80s, yeah.
But those, it's kind of more, Dragon Ball's like more story driven. They do have some like, oh, everybody's got like superpowers, but not like that. Nobody flies in that one. And it doesn't really get towards the end. Like there's anthropomorphic animals and shit.
Okay.
But not to the point where, Dragon Ball Z has like all these aliens and shit like that. There's no aliens in Dragon Ball. Everyone's just like a normal, person. The bad guys for the most part are either people or like scary dinosaurs or animals, or as opposed to Dragon Ball Z is more like, oh my god, the fate of the earth, the fate of the universe, whereas this guy's trying to take over our town or whatever. So Dragon Ball is a little like if you watch it compared to Dragon Ball Z,
no, there's a big leap.
They're
big
hugely
leap.
different. But
yeah,
if you want the action and all that, Dragon Ball Z for sure.
Yeah,
but definitely to watch Super, which is the newest series that's going on, and the anime is going to be returning next year.
Please, for the love of God, fast forward the Nature Ball bits with Goku versus Frieza. You'll know effing why.
Yeah, there's a lot of rough, and that's another whole fucking nightmare. Like I won't even get into that right now. Maybe in the future, but there's things about like the different dubs, the different cuts. When they aired it on TV here, they had to cut out certain scenes or blood or whatever, so they added a lot more yelling and charging up. So there's like literally entire episodes in certain cuts that are just like them yelling at each other and like Yeah, lots of fast fighting and shit. But yeah, so anyway, so Super is the next line after Dragon Ball Z, and that's basically all the same characters, but now we're like going more. Each one just gets more and more. Like Dragon Ball was like the fate of towns and maybe the Earth, and Dragon Ball Z was like the Earth and the universe, and now Dragon Ball Super is like multiple universes and multiverses and like Jesus fuck.
And I'm gonna be a part of that camp. Superman can't beat Goku.
No, get out of here. Goku would shit on
Thank you,
Superman.
Death Battle.
He also said Thor could beat Vegeta, though.
No, that can't fucking happen. No.
Bullshit.
No, that's the only one where I'll give Dragon Ball the edge.
Vegeta's death was fucking brutal, though.
Really?
In that, did you see it?
No.
Dude, he like grabs his head with his hand and then calls Mjolnir, and Mjolnir comes and smashes between fucking Vegeta's head.
Okay, never mind. Yeah.
It was pretty brutal, but
it depends on which Thor. No, we're
wouldn't-
not talking Chris Hemsworth Thor. We're talking
it was definitely like Chris Hemsworth Thor in that. No, that was fucking brutal in that one.
No. Yeah, so
That brings us to another shared love of comic books, comic book movies.
and anime, even though you'll find this man over here wearing anti-anime shirts. And
I'm not quite a weeb. I like certain animes, but
yeah, thank God you're not one of those. I would have dropped it
Oh.
ages ago.
Right. I don't have a senpai. I don't have any sex pillows with characters on them.
Wear wigs that just don't look good on.
Yeah. I only know a couple words in Japanese.
Sushi.
Hentai. Yaoi.
Bonsai.
Bonsai. Yeah, exactly.
Arigato. Yeah.
Arigato. Nani?
Nani?
That's an anime one for sure. No, like, comic books. We both love comic books, grew up with all that shit. Like I didn't read comic books really when I was a kid, but definitely superhero characters, like watching animated, Batman, Spider-Man, like
it's nice having Atomic Comics come back after a decade or no. When did they close? Yeah, a decade. Yeah,
Was
when
it?
they
Damn.
2012. They were all big country club, and then they had to close down the doors that one day. And not to dog on them or anything. It's nice. I mean, that's what they were the go-to Arizona comic book store, but also go to Greg's Comics as well.
if you want better prices, Greg's Comics.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah, and there's Gotham City too.
Yeah, Gotham's okay. Gotham's a cool place, and they have lots of cool stuff.
Lots of cool stuff to look at.
But like, it's an MSRP place. Greg's Comics gives you 20% off.
Oh, dude, yeah, that place is great. I mean, he's been around ever since we were born. I even asked the guy the main guy, what's his name, Howard, and how long have you guys been in the business and all that, like since '88? I was like, now I could be wrong. So anyone who knows their comic book history in Arizona, please share.
All I remember, well, not all, but Atomic Comics in Mesa, and which was then when they went out of business, taken over by Samurai Comics. There was some lady one night, it was like Halloween, and she got drunk and drove and crashed her car into the fucking front of the store and broke like the sewer line. So they were closed for a while, but then like forever until today, still that fucking store smells like shit, literal human shit. Like there is not coming out. Like this is like 15 years later. Like Samurai Comics still smells like shit in Mesa.
I mean, there's no comic book store over there anymore.
Oh no, they moved. That's right. Sorry. Yeah, because it smells like shit.
Shit, and the place is ghetto too.
Yeah.
Sorry for those that live around the country club and southern area, but
it
it is. Thank you, Spencer, for actually living around there at that one point, because that was a pretty dangerous neighborhood.
How did you make it out?
What's funny is you could see the broken pipe. Not the broken pipe. I mean, they fixed it the best they could, but you could see like where it was, like right by the 99-cent store, which was next door to said Atomic Comics. They lost $100,000 worth of product.
Oh yeah,
collectibles, and not just comics. Yes, like highly priced comics that got all wet and everything. Thanks, lady. She managed to kill the Arizona mecca of comic book stores, but they came back with full vengeance over at the Santan area.
It's the Santan Mall, whatever you call
Mall.
that.
Yeah.
It's like
but no, it's great. It's great that they're back. It's kind of like, hey, it's a missing link to our childhoods or teenage years. It's back. I mean, that's when we got heavily invested with Mark Millar's what was it? Wanted and
Civil War.
Civil War.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a fun time too.
Dude, that ruled.
But we're talking before the MCU.
Oh
people.
yeah. Jesus, we're talking 2005 Civil War.
Yeah, like you had to like pick a side and everything. I remember I was on Cap's side, you were on Iron Man's. But then when you really think about it now, you're like, no, these superheroes kind of do need a registration card.
Right.
And no, Bucky didn't kill Iron Man's parents. Yeah. So please, I'm glad that you guys love the MCU movies. But please go to your nearby comic book store and read.
Know where they came from and know that the comics are infinitely better than the movies are.
Yeah.
The source material, I should say.
There
are tons of shitty comics.
That's our nerd little nitpick, please. Because we've been seeing memes of people like, where did you get your comic book knowledge? At the movies? Even though this was posted by a guy who got his comic book knowledge from the movies. Thankfully, we had friends that actually cared about us, and those who read, and then just our own curiosity just walked into a store, and then that's where the journey began.
Right.
So, we'll definitely need to do top 10s.
Oh yeah.
Comic books, storylines from either DC or Marvel or Dark Horse or Image.
We've got all that shit planned down the line.
That should be just like a running gag now at the end of our episodes. Okay, top 10, go. And
top 10 suppliers of furniture. I don't know.
IKEA.
IKEA. That's all I know. American Furniture Wholesale Warehouse, whatever the fuck that place is called.
But out of all things that, brought us all together, it's just our love of comedy, too, and having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so history lesson. Not many people know this, but yeah, at first, this man over here and I, we used to hate each other.
No, we were not.
We were not the best of friends.
No one can quite remember why. But...
Well, it was authority-wise. I was,
Yeah, we were in ROTC school, and I was like the commander, and I was a fucking prick because I thought I was hot.
You try to rule with an iron fist, and bitch, I was the iron fist. Okay, yeah. No, I wasn't.
No, I'm just a beta cuck. No, but I was young and dumb, and
well, we were.
Yeah. But no, then we became friends and bonded. I think probably the first thing we bonded over was Kevin Smith stuff.
Kevin Smith. It was Godzilla.
Too.
Godzilla and our love of martial art flicks. Well, I introduced you to freaking Black Mask. Dude.
Oh yeah,
Black
Mask.
Freaking with Jet Li. If you haven't seen that one, definitely watch that one.
I definitely remember that conversation. You're like, oh, this guy Jet Li. I'm like, oh, I know that. Kiss of the Dragon. Fucking love that
Kiss
movie
of the
so
Dragon.
Much. You're like, check out Black Mask. I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like
Fist
the
of
Black
Legend.
Fist of Legend.
What was it? Lethal Weapon 4. Dude, it's so weird going to Lethal Weapon 4 and I just kind of had the smile. This is the guy that, he's being directed by Richard Donner, the guy who did Superman, The Omen, and the Lethal Weapon series. I'm just like, that's badass. And Richard Donner, he passed away some time ago, so definitely rest in peace, dude. Thank you.
Pour one out for our homie.
Yes. We said in the previous episode why we came back, because we love each other's company, but we also want to share our company to you listeners out there.
We just like talking too,
Yeah, we'll be those kind of weird people in the parking lot, talking for hours and just lose track of time, and then just oh damn.
What brought us together? Definitely Godzilla. We're both huge Godzilla fans. Me more so of both of us of the Japanese Godzilla. The American ones, they've gotten progressively better. Since I would say how they were released or the worst to best, because Godzilla vs. Kong was definitely the best one they've done so far.
Well, I did like King of the Monsters. Aside
yeah, King of the Monsters was good, but I think it was still second to.
Yeah, it did went from because okay,
even if you count the 98 American, that was the worst, and then 2014.
It doesn't earn the title of Godzilla.
Yeah. He's just Zilla.
Just Zilla. And blasted away in Godzilla Final Wars.
Fucking Final Wars rules.
Toho's finger to TriStar. Yeah, Godzilla just had Bryan Cranston in it. God, such a waste of a character. King of the Monsters was great. Again, minus the human parts. But then, of course, when we got to the big crossover with, Godzilla versus Kong, that's where it was freaking amazing. And, of course, my favorite Mecha Godzilla showed up at the very end.
That was pretty pimp.
And we'll definitely get to an episode.
Oh, yeah.
That would have to be a 4 or 5-part episode of Godzilla, because I remember
We can go fucking on about Godzilla.
we could go
man.
on, we could definitely go on about Godzilla. I remember this man back when he used to live on like Greenfield and Baseline. However, like we walked over and you were like, okay, this is my like VHS collection and all that. I just saw all the Godzilla flicks in VHS. Do you still have those?
No.
And if VHS is coming with a comeback, I mean,
I know. I've got them all. You know, fuck. I was just at Half Price Books the other day too, and they had the little 2-pack VHS of Megalon and the Sea Monster. And I was like, oh, I used to have that one. It's $15 there. Kiss my ass.
No, you had everything on there. Oh, the original King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yep.
And yes, of course, we all know about the bullshit, 2 endings that never happened. But we can now with the power of editing. But yeah, Godzilla, I think we just saw recently AMC will be releasing that one on Friday. Re-releasing it.
Oh, yeah. The
$5 Fridays. Yeah. I would love to, but I think I'm doing something that day.
I would love to, but I already have it on Blu-ray, and I saw it in the theaters already. So
if it was in Dolby, then I would have been like, okay, let's watch it. But of course, AMC, no. If you want to watch it in Dolby, you're gonna have to cough up that extra $20 just to watch it. Yeah, and $25 for a freaking movie ticket nowadays. Ugh, gotta love inflation.
But yeah, I mean, we could go on and on about Godzilla. We'll definitely do it in the future. We'll do all kinds of top 10s, top 5s, top whatever favorites, this and that.
We'll get to the best and the worst and the uglies, the maybes. What the fuck moments.
The whys too. Why did they do that?
And then we'll have a bunch of dares, like dare reviews too. Although I will point it out there, I will not sit through Kashurn fucking ever again. I will die on that fucking hill. So it's not, yeah.
I remember you telling me that. I'm like, I've seen that, like not seen it, but I see it all the time. The fucking bargain bins, trash cans all the time. The cover looks cool.
It looks cool.
Metal fucking mask and shit, and then that was one
and
of the worst
trailer
movies
was
I've ever seen.
Yeah, the trailer was a great attention getter. That's the only thing I actually took from Kashurn was the trailer music, because that's what I would listen to working out.
I'll have to look it up. I don't even remember it.
Yeah, but if you send me a link to that fucking movie, I will dislike and disown you.
This podcast is over.
I'm out of here. No, I'm not kidding about that, because I remember my older brother brought that movie over. Oh, this is great. That trailer, and it was nothing but the biggest anti-war propaganda film I have ever had to endure. The experience was, God, I just want my 2 hours of life back from that piece of shit movie. And all the comments, well, it was beautiful my ass, dude. Time is beautiful. Thank you very much.
Look at a fucking painting to see beautiful, okay?
Mr. Kinney being blasted by Ed 209 was beautiful. Art and beautiful.
That's the beauty I want to see.
Yeah.
Fucking RoboCop. Anytime you're even remotely
RoboCop 3 was more beautiful than Kashurn. That's sad to say. There you go. The end. Yeah. Those sci-fi RoboCop movies were beautiful than the fucking Kashurn.
The shitty TV one. RoboCop Dark Justice.
Oh God. Never mind.
RoboCop goes to the dry cleaner.
I love they had to add a RoboCop Resurrection on there. Ugh. And if the remake was any better, no.
Oh yeah, talk about pieces of shit.
It would have been nice if it was rated R, but I don't know why you would need to change Lewis to a guy. Just change him to a guy in general. Even that dude passed away.
Did he?
Yeah, he died young too.
Ripperoni. It was probably because of that movie.
No. And of course, what was he great in? Oh, that show Oz. And I know he did a couple other things too, but I can't remember the name, but
I don't even know who he is,
it'll come up. So, oh yeah, we do have a nasty habit of collecting.
Oh Jesus. Oh.
I see your movies there.
Yeah, as we speak, I have a box of fucking movies that I'm getting rid of that I wish was even a 50th of my collection. It's not.
Yeah, you know what, dude? You should just get a Plex app and just start downloading, or like a DVD, Blu-ray burner, and just start.
No. I'm physical media till the day I die, boy.
Well, let me tell you, having those digital copies is a great space saver.
La la la, I can't hear you. La la la.
Oh gosh, man.
I don't have my collector's edition booklets and slipcovers and all those other things.
As I sit here imagining just a bonfire, those that one German race. Burn.
You got a Nazi burn all my DVDs?
Yeah. Oh wait, I get it out of the Nazi.
Sorry. The Nazi marching song is copyrighted. We can't use that. Mark Zuckerberg needs that.
Thank you, John Williams and Last Crusade. Guess what? Friggin' here comes Disney Plus editing the Indiana Jones the trilogy. Oh, we have to erase the Nazi armbands.
No, they're politically different people.
That's bad.
They're not bad. They're questionable. Yeah, how do you do that? How do you be like, hey, they're we can't use Nazis, but we have to say that they're bad people because of their political beliefs.
Oh, hey, speaking of Disney Plus, though, nice segue. She-Hulk.
Yeah, that was real natural. Like a fucking gust of wind that just took.
Nope, didn't happen. Just like what Disney
Enough
says.
about Nazis. Let's talk about She-Hulk.
Did you see it? No, I think we talked about it. No, you didn't, right? No,
my wife is a huge She-Hulk fan, and she watched the first episode and said it was like, oh, it was okay. And I was like, cool. Well, let me know when Tim Roth is on there. And
know Tim Roth and Daredevil show up.
Yeah.
Then we'll start talking.
I told her to time code it for me. Like, oh, episode 3 at 21 minutes in, Tim Roth, and then and then I'll watch those parts. So that's all I care about. The Abomination, Emma Blonsky. Yeah, that's it.
The thing is with that show, I was just for the first episode, I was entertained. Like I was like, huh. Okay, you're able to do things better than your cousin, Bruce, just because you're a woman, and nothing against women. Dealt with anger all your
I just
life.
saw that quote. That was like,
it was cringe.
Yeah, I'm like, I get it. I'm all for women empowerment and all that shit, but it was like. I saw the.
I had female coworkers too that were kind of like that.
Yeah.
I mean, who've watched the show and they were like, that part was kind of like.
Yeah, it's like I've held my anger back from being catcalled and blah blah blah.
I like
to
know.
a lifetime of that. Like fucking men or anyone aren't just angry in general and have to hold their anger back. Like for something that wants everyone to be the same. Like you do a good job of like sticking wedges in there. Like,
and this goes back to the argument of read a comic book, read She-Hulk comics to better understand. She actually did had a nice little part. I mean, not just with the Fantastic Four, but also what we talked about earlier ago with Civil War.
Oh yeah,
that was really good. I guess it tries to be all lawful, but I mean, come on now. Hey, you shot my cousin in his face.
She-Hulk angry.
She-Hulk angry, but I'll still fight him, for World War Hulk and all.
Yeah.
Great. That was a great epilogue event.
Yeah, World War Hulk. That to throw back to earlier Atomic Comics, like that was where we got all our Civil War and stuff like that. And I still have to this day, like when the Red Hulk came out after World War Hulk.
That was great.
Who is the Red Hulk? And it's an Atomic Comics exclusive cover. And I was like, oh, cool, they're dead, so maybe it'll be worth money. And it's not. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it's a rare issue now. Yeah. So, but of course, we like to spoil that part just because who it was kind of fucking lame.
What a cool story, and then
Thunderbolt Ross.
Jesus, it's straight up like Civil War. I would argue is probably one of the greatest storylines in Marvel history, and then they immediately follow it with Secret Invasion. That's like, haha, just kidding, that didn't happen, or not, it didn't happen, but like,
Siege. Siege was the one that was, or no, yeah, Secret
Invasion. Yeah, that it's like, oh, it didn't matter. Like Civil War didn't matter. Oh, it wasn't really. They were Skrulls the whole time. Like, oh, fuck off. Like,
the Superhero Registration Act too. Okay, you can disband that right now.
Yeah, it was all Skrull bullshit. Like, okay, fuck you. Like, fuck you in your face. Siege was actually decent. That was where the Dark Avengers shit all.
The Dark Avengers
because Norman Osborn killed the Skrull Queen or whatever, and that ended Secret Invasion. They were like, he's a hero, and then he's like, no, I'm still a psychopath. I'm like,
I know. I was kind of hoping. I mean, speaking of Norman Osborn, Green Goblin, I was hoping that Willem Dafoe would don the Iron Patriot armor.
Dude, or I told her, I showed her that panel like in the end of Siege where they like, okay, Iron Patriot, that's enough, and they pull his helmet off and he's got his face fucking painted like the Green Goblin. I was really hoping for that in the new Spider-Man movie, like when he like comes down,
his
he's
face,
like, oh, and then he's
his
just
face,
like, rah, like, that would have been fucking rad.
His face is already a goblin enough. Friend of mine, he what was that movie? He lent it to me, Streets of Fire.
Oh yeah,
with Diane Lane, and
yeah,
it's so weird seeing him young. That little greaser, and he still has that little Joker,
right?
Smile. Freaking Willem Dafoe, you're creepy but fucking awesome.
I showed Marky Wild at Heart. He's in that David Lynch movie.
Oh, yeah?
And he's very strange. She's like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if the director gives him that or he's just like, yeah, I'm going to make my character like a weird, like, gay Mexican cowboy kind of, okay, David Lynch.
He passes off as a Mexican in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. It's El Presidente.
I think about that. Like, that goes through my head at least once a week. Like, Robert Rodriguez is Hispanic, like, or Latin, or whatever the fuck it is. Like, what was he like? Oh yeah, he's Mexican. Like, I mean, he's like the anti-Mexican. Like,
Willem Dafoe.
At least Mickey Rourke, he was just like, nah, he's just an American down there. Like,
Billy Chambers.
Billy Chambers. He talks Mexican for some reason.
Hey, senor. Of that one guy, that FBI guy.
And then Willem Dafoe just like, it seemed like he just like noped out in the middle of filming because then they were like, oh yeah, and then he gets a face transplant. And,
all he had to do was dub, and that was somebody else.
Yeah, and then he's just like, oh, and then he died before you saw his face. I'm like, okay.
There is a nice little YouTube vid of Willem Dafoe with, I think mostly actors do this. I forget what channel it is, but they kind of like chronicle their lives, how their like first movie started, and then they, get to where they're at and all. It's really nice, and he gives off this nice little hippie quote at the very end, and would definitely like to meet that guy.
Yeah,
so.
Willem Dafoe would be amazing. He's one of the best actors ever.
Yeah, best Green Goblin.
That's not a hard fucking title to win, though. Like, got James Franco and whoever that fuck from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was.
Fuck. Yeah, that kid.
Terrible.
Just play the Joker, man, from the art, I said we've seen all the fan art. I mean, the look. Not the voice, but the look.
He could do the voice if he wanted to, though.
I'm sure he can, yeah. He played Jesus, so he could do anything. He created the poster of Platoon, the greatest, spoiler
right,
of a poster ever. Wait, but which one? Is it Charlie Sheen? Is it Tom Berenger? Is it Willem?
It's Willem Dafoe.
It's Willem Dafoe.
Tom Berenger kills him. Well, no, Tom Berenger shot him and betrayed him.
Killed.
And then the Vietcong killed him.
Yeah, with their imaginary bullet. Because you're like, okay, where's all the blood packets, going off in front of him?
In his back.
In his back.
Yeah, bullets don't go through.
Because his body was just that tough.
He had to die dramatically. Come on.
And he did his research, too, so... he got the pose and everything, so... it wasn't someone who was killed in the battlefield. It was actually, like, I don't know, some dude in Vietnam or something. Praising whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, I could use that. That's what's missing nowadays with, Hollywood, is that they actually, take the time to actually research. Again, read a comic book.
Right.
Not just go to Midtown Comics and be like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, you're fucking learning.
And just have my assistant read it for me, and we know who you are. And don't attack the fan base too if they don't like it. Just make some great content.
It's not our fault you suck.
But just to recap, I mean, everything that we like, if we would like to talk about subject matters pertaining to one franchise or another, just life in general.
Yeah.
All right.
No, let's do like top 5 just about like personal, like hobbies. So for me, like top 5 things like Dragon Ball Z in no particular order, 5 things. Dragon Ball Z, deathmatch wrestling, Godzilla, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Star Wars. That would be like if I had to, like, somebody that didn't know me and they're like, what kind of shit do you like?
Oh, like, so it's like top 5 for, like what could get me engaged and all that.
Yeah. Things that I enjoy, like, collecting personally, watching personally. Like, there's tons of shit I like, but if I had to pick like 5 things to represent me to somebody that didn't know me, for you listeners out there that were like, oh, I wonder what kind of things he's into, right, from the beginning, instead of like, oh, we'll do a Dragon Ball Z episode on, episode 10. Well, no, right now that I fucking love Dragon Ball Z, and if you talk to me about about Dragon Ball Z, I'll talk forever.
Yeah.
Or Godzilla, or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Or guns.
Yeah. There's tons of shit I like, but yeah. So those are my 5.
Yeah. Oh man, for me it would be Batman, Star Wars, Philippine martial arts, mostly the Evil Dead series. That would get me talking. And I know it's weird because you're like, oh, what could fit in that number 5 category, like the last spot? Yeah. I would say just comic books in general. That's all that could get. I mean, yeah, there's Batman and all, but I would say Scud the Disposable Assassin. If anyone could say something about that particular character, that would be my. Wait, what did you say? Yeah. But there's more. There's more to that. All of those top 5. This is just thinking at the top of my head right now. So those would honestly engage me in a conversation. All right, this about wraps it up for this episode over here. All right, over here we have
JD,
and this is Joe here signing off. Thank you for listening out there.
Peace.